Welcome everyone to the 27th episode of Master Mike's Wrestling Paradise. I am your host, Master Mike Ambrose. And right now, I know 2022 just starts. Happy New Year, everybody. I was going to talk about a little bit of the year in review, some of the choices I picked for Wrestler of the Year, Tag Team of the Year, Rookie of the Year, Moment of the Year, and Announcer of the Year. My pick of Wrestler of the Year is, without question, Roman Reigns. He had a great year from start to finish in 2021. And he's the Universal Champion. He's been so for 16, 17 months now, so he was definitely the choice. Every storyline was in was great, was money. Every match was really good to great, depending on how you judge. I thought he was consistently great all year, so that's that. Tag Team of the Year? No, so to me, it's got to be the Lucha Brothers. I think they were great in AEW, the current AEW Tag Teams. They were the AAA Tag Team Champions, and I think they had a great year. Had great matches with everybody that were in their events. And then right now they're in a rivalry with FTR, who were one of my top tag teams. Sorry, the three top teams right now, Lucha, in my opinion, Lucha Bros, FTR, and Usos. I also like Grizzled Young Veterans and MSK as well. So that would be my top five. But Lucha Bros number one. Rookie of the Year, I gotta go with Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker, the son of Rick Steiner, the nephew of Scott, and he's a lot like them. Even though they don't acknowledge on TV, he does the Frankenstein. He sounds like Scott. Looks a little bit like Rick, obviously, being his father. And, he's got all the tools to be his maybe the top star someday in wrestling. No question about it. Moment of the Year, I picked the Moment of the Year. Yeah, it was a few. Like, to me, personally, I liked seeing Great Muta win the GHC Noah World Heavyweight Championship this year. I love seeing that. He was 50 at the time, and he's been one of my favorites since I was 10 years old. I also thought, obviously, Lumber Hayden CM Punk coming back was great. At Rampage, that, the people were buzzing that night in Chicago. You can't deny it from him. He had quite a moment. Also, John Cena returning back at Money in the Bank was definitely surprised. No one knew what was going to happen, and place went wild and led to a feud with Roman Reigns, which is good at SummerSlam, which Reigns won. And speaking of SummerSlam, probably one of the shocking, just out of the blue, because you hadn't seen him like over a year and a half. Well, close to a year and a half at the time, is in August when Brock Lesnar showed up, and that was quite a moment. That was something to see. I mean, he came back, and challenger Reigns, and he's a babyface, which that was incredible to see. That was incredible, and the moment, and the people are into it. The feud still kind of subside. I'll get to it later. The feud, they're kind of taking a break from it right now at the moment, as it seems, due to issues that I'll talk about when I do the day one recap. But those were like the top moments of the year for me. Sorry. Announcer of the Year. I've been watching wrestling. You see a lot of good announcers come this year. There were there were a lot of guys that were good. Some weren't so good. But to me, the best was Pat McAfee. His enthusiasm for wrestling and the way he's such a fan of it brings in a good feel to his show. And you could tell he's really passionate about it. He's been a fan, and he's, he had a couple matches in NXT. He's good. He's great at, obviously, he was a punter with the Indianapolis Colts, but, he's a real wrestling fan, so I think he's doing real well. He also has a big podcast at Pat McAfee's show. He has, like, a show that's very successful. FanDuel just gave him a lot of money, so he's very successful at that. And he's a great great announcer, and he's a great host of his big show. Yeah, it's a good, entertaining show. I actually watched some of it. It's pretty good. Happy New Year, everybody, as I said. Day one recap. Speaking of Brock Lesnar, the big news is Brock Lesnar is now the new WWE Champion. He beat Big E. It was a fatal five-way with Big E, Kevin Owens, Seth Rollins, and Bobby Lashley. Looked like he's going to they tease stuff with him and Lashley. The match wasn't that long. It was like 8 minutes, but it was action-packed from beginning to end. So one thing about Lashley's matches, they're never a bore. They're always have you on the edge of your seat. They're not super long, but they don't need to be. They just go at a good length, and they usually deliver. I mean, sometimes he has good length. It doesn't matter how long. He can have a great match, 20 minutes, but you don't have to have a super long match to be entertaining. And those five guys in that match all did their stuff, and in 8 minutes it was spectacular. The reason why, Roman, sorry, it's not Roman. I'll get to Roman in a minute, but it was going to be Brock Lesnar challenging Roman Reigns for the Universal title. But because Roman came down with COVID protocol, he wasn't there at the arena there in Atlanta when they had the match that Saturday night. So they moved Brock to the WWE Title match, and now he's and actually got Brock in the chamber. So right now, WrestleMania Road could be interesting because now you got Brock on one side on Raw, Roman's on SmackDown. Who knows what's going to happen? And who knows, like Big E, he's still going to want a shot at Lesnar, going to rematch. You got Owens in the mix, and Rollins, and Lashley. You could get Lesnar Lashley at WrestleMania. You could get Big E against Roman. Maybe Seth against even Seth against Brock, although they've done that before. Maybe Seth goes to fight Roman. I don't know, but he's a heel. You got Kevin Owens. You could put him in there against Lesnar. It could be interesting. There's all other ways to go. Put AJ in there. I mean, be interesting to see what's going to happen when we get on the road to Mania, which officially starts at the Royal Rumble. That's when the road to WrestleMania starts. And speaking of Raw tonight, we got Brock Lesnar, who's going to be on the show. There was a previous report, some site that doesn't really all their stuff. They were saying that Brock Lesnar wasn't going to be on tonight, but he is. Brock Lesnar going to be on tonight. It's official at the W Twitter handle if you're on at WWE. They have it up there that Brock Lesnar is going to be on tonight. So, show starting like a little over 2 hours and 40 minutes. Show will be beginning. Apparently, I'm waiting on snow tonight. I'm up here in the New England, and everybody that's up here. We look like I'm getting some snow. Not a big fan of snow. As it is, I'm starting to feel cold in my socks. Today was a cold day. But that's how it goes. We live in the New England Northeast in general. You can always count on there will be a snow, cold. Something. It's been warm. The last couple days last week are kind of nice weather. Not too bad. Also, great news. Patriots in the playoffs. Let's go. Mac Jones, rookie. He's in the playoffs. We know what we're doing. If we win, if the Patriots win against Miami, which it looks like they should. Miami's kind of stumbled a bit yesterday, though they were in a hot streak. If the Pats win and the Bills lose, Pats win the division. But if not, the Pats are just a wild card team and probably going to play Buffalo in the second round. Oh, in the first round, the opening week. So we'll see how it goes from there. There's only one bye because there's 17 in the playoffs. So and Tennessee already clinched the first round bye. So if the Patriots win the division, they're going to be playing in 2 weeks at home in the playoffs. Or if they just stay as the wild card, which they are right now, they'd be playing on the road. Right now, if they're season stay, they'd be playing Buffalo, I believe. So, that's gonna be interesting. I think the Patriots will be ready for Bills next time. They split home and they split the road games. Patriots won the road, and the Bills won the road. So, it should be interesting to see what's gonna happen as we head into the playoffs. All right, have a good night. Enjoy Raw tonight. Goodbye.